Welcome. In this session, we'll try to discuss the remote password cracking. Remote password cracking, in that this cracking passwords on remote system is typically done after you have successfully launched an exploit against the target machine. In our example, we utilize the metasploit to launch the VNC payload on the target machine and metasploit. So utilizing the metasploit to gain a remote shell on the target will provide us access to a unique command terminal, which makes gathering remote password hashes a breeze. So with a metaparator session running on your target, simply by just entering the command the hash dump, we can get the password hashed values. So metaparator will bypass all the existing Windows security mechanisms and present you with a dump of the target user name and the hashes, right? So in this, we'll try to do this password cracking, and that in our the Linux machines, which is similar to your Windows machine. But as said, on Windows machine, you need to have an alternative operating system so that you can migrate entire C drive into the alternative operating system. So then you can locate the SAM file, and you can decrypt that SAM file by using the SAM dump 2 command on Kali Linux, so that you will get the password hash one. So here we'll try to look at the other sessions, how it works on Windows. Let me just share the screen with. Okay, so it is now you are in the different machines. So let me just clear this. Let me just exit this. So yeah. So actually, I'm running my machine Kali Linux on the IP address, that the if config. So my machine is the attacker's machine is running on 10.100.141.1, and I have another machine, the Kali Linux 2, which is running on another machine. So if we so let me just try to share that with you. uh, yeah, so Kali Linux 2. So this machine is running on another on another IP address. So let me just increase this for you. Okay, now. Okay, so here the if config. By giving this command, it is running on 10.100.141.2. So here, let me just share the Windows machine one. I mean the Kali Linux one, so that screen will be get to you. Okay. Yeah. So now here, uh, unlike we just identified that is there any ports which are open or not, or is there any vulnerabilities on the target system. So if you give the command that by giving the nmap the vulnerability command on this particular machine, or 10.100.141.2, it takes some time to start scanning that, so that it finds the vulnerabilities on the target machine side. So this Linux password cracking is a quick example of privileging the escalation. Um for that, the hashes can be copied directly, and they pasted into any text file with the remote hashes in our case. Then the process of cracking Linux or any other operating systems is much the same as the method described in our what you call the local password cracking. But the Linux systems do not use an SAM file to store the password hashes, and rather that the encrypted Linux passwords has are the hashes are contained in a file called the shadow file. So here you can see on our target machine, the 22 port number is open to connect the SS that can be connected with the SSH service. So in this case, to locate the password hashes, which is unlike your SAM file in the Windows, it is in the shadow file. So there you can use this cat command and etc shadow. It will give you the details to all are the users and their passwords in the local system, in this local system. Okay, that the hashes. So these are the users. So here for different services different passwords are given. Here Kali Linux is having its password which is hashed here. Pentest another user whose password is hashed here. Raj is another user whose password is hashed here. So then what's the next step? Only the privileged users can access this etc shadow file. If you have the appropriate privilege level to view this etc shadow file, you can simply copy the usernames and hashes and log in cracking this password with the John. So how to do that? For unshadow these files, so we need to to combine the two lists issues the password files. Here we use the unshadow file etc password list, and in the etc shadow also you will find the username and password. I'm having the privilege, so I'm getting the username and passwords. I'm trying to collect all those hashes into this txt file, in the txt directory, txt file. By just giving this command, this will join the etc password and the etc shadow file, which is there on this local machine. That file stores the results in the file called the hashes hash.txt. So now that we have extracted these hashes by just hitting click, we extracted these hashes, so we are almost ready to begin cracking the Linux passwords. So most modern Linux systems store their passwords using the secure hash algorithms like SHA. So be sure that your version of JTR is capable of cracking the SHA hashes. Once we have the correct versions of JTR running, we can complete this task by issuing a command called John uh, command, where my file is, if you look at this file where the file is stored. So if you're giving the command ls command, you find that there is a hash.txt file is there, another one is the hash.txt file is there. So for this demonstration I just use this one. So after that we just give the file format that root and hash.txt, and needs to specify the format that the Linux operating systems use these crypto formats. So JTR contains many more options and switches that can be used to greatly improve the cracking time and the chances of success. So by hitting this, it is trying to crack the passwords that loaded three password hashes with the three different salts. One is for pen test, one is for Kali, one is for your Raj. So then it's the remaining one password is the hash. So it use the cost. One is the algorithm which is used for decrypting is MD5 crypt. So then it start decrypting those files, and checking with the word list which is present in the John the password list, comparing those with this word list. If any of the passwords are matches, then it will give the result. So it is going to do the lot of comparisons for hash comparisons. So here it is using the algorithm that SHA 256 script. So that SHA 2 no, sorry, 512. So the digest, the hashes size is fixed in this case. So that is, it is trying to execute these hashes by doing all kind of comparisons and millions of comparisons, right? So mm, it's taking some time. So let me just uh, close this and try to use the command. It's processing. Why? Okay, let me just change the password which we use the hashes, the file hash, and try to do the no giving hash. So it is warning giving that the length of file will load such a hash. It appears to be unsupported file system. This okay. Oh, just try to run this. The John record file. The crash file is locked. So this is locked. So let me just use another file to create the text file format for unshadow it. Let me write this sh1 txt file, then check the ls file whether the details are there or not. Cat hash 1.txt. So that unshadow password file, shadow file is not given. So I think let me use the privilege command sudo and try to shadow it. Then use the ls command and giving the command cat file cat by just looking that sudo cat. It is a shadow hash value that txt the hash one. So nothing is stored in that. Okay, so let me remotely connect to the another mission. For the remote one, that we use the SSH service, that is Raj on the remote machine. So then give the password for this for connecting the machine. Once you connected, you just find out, locate the hash values there. Then you can use the command John and find out your working directory. My working directory is home.rat. So let me use the file John, just giving the command. The directory is home, in that the Raj directory, and the file is the hash.txt. So it requires privileged one. Okay, let me just use the sudo command and it was the Raj. Oh, sorry. Let me give the file format. Here is the format is equal to crypt and start correcting it. Then it start the cracking the password. The user is pen test, and the password is also pen test. There are 4 users that is given to check it out. Who all are the users are there? To check that, let me just issue the command. here just giving cat etc shadow. So there you're finding the Raj, Pentest, Kali. So these are all the users who are there here for different users. For those users, it is cracking the password, and the passwords are given that the Pentest, Raj, and these files are given. So this is how the remote password cracking is usually do. Okay, thank you.